Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be doing a video where I'm going to be kind of checking in on all of my 2016 reading goals. I'll leave a link down below to my video that I posted in January of all of my reading goals for the year if you're interested in any more information about them, because there were a bunch that I signed up for that you can still sign up for if you want, because they're ongoing throughout 2016, so it's really up to you like what you want to do with them. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of check in and tell you how I'm doing on them. And I will start by saying the answer is pretty amazing. Kind of proud of myself. So I'm going to be telling you all of my stats from the end of June. So anything that I've read in July thus far is not counted yet toward these goals. I do like a monthly check-in on my blog, but I figured that I would do a mid-year check-in for a video. Like that would just be a little bit easier for you guys to see. So the first reading challenge that I always take part in is the Goodreads challenge. For this year, I pledged to read, or I set my goal at 100 books. And so far, as of June 30th, I've read 67 books toward that goal. And that puts me at, I believe it's 17 books ahead of schedule, which is really, really exciting. I feel like I'm gonna have no trouble at all kicking this goal's butt, so I'm really happy about that. Also, so for the Goodreads goal, I decided that I'm going to be counting graphic novels and manga that I read toward that goal, but I'm not counting them toward any of the other reading challenges that I'm doing. Just, I don't know, personal preference, so that is where I stand on that. So that's just so you're aware of like what's counted and what I'm not counting. So the next challenge that I am partaking in is the Flights of Fantasy challenge, which is co-hosted by Alexa Loves Books. I'll leave a link to her channel down below. And Rachel of Hello Chelly. I'm not going to mention everyone that's hosting everything. I'm just mentioning them because Alexa is a booktuber and has a booktube channel, so that way you can check her out too. This challenge was just, they had different tiers for what goal you want to set for how many fantasy books that you want to read for the year. My goal was 30 books, and as of June 30th, I've read 26 fantasy books, so that is really promising. The next challenge that I'm taking part in is the Contemporary Romance Reading Challenge. This challenge is, again, another one with tiers where you're just trying to read books in the contemporary romance field. They can be adult, they can be young adult, just anything that's contemporary romance is counted. I set my goal for the year at 21 plus books. That was the highest tier that they offered. And as of June 30th, I have read 18 contemporary romance books. So again, I don't see a problem completing that one by the end of the year. Next, I'm taking part in the Reread Challenge. This is the only one where I think I am like absolutely going to fail. Oops. I set my goal at 10 books, which is really not that many books to reread, but I've only reread 2 so far this year. If I were counting graphic novels and manga in here, I would be at 4 books and that would put me closer, but I don't know why I just feel bad like counting those for these goals. I feel like they're supposed to be more like novels, so I am not counting them. I'm only at 2 books. I reread Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire and Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I want to reread the next 2 books before Harry Potter and the Cursed Child comes out. I don't know if I will definitely get to it, but I'm certainly going to try. But even still, that would only put me at 4 books reread, and there are just so many things that I want to read that I can't. I have such trouble rereading things because I love the idea of rereading. The only exception is Harry Potter, obviously, like I've reread that a bajillion times. But I will rewatch TV shows and movies and everything, and I'm like, they're so much better the next time, like, because you get even more into them. But when it comes to reading, I'm like, there are so many books that I haven't read. I need to read something new. So I end up not rereading things, and I really want to change that, and I've struggled with this for years, and I've talked about it before, but I don't seem to be making any headway on it this year, so maybe next year. The next challenge that I'm checking in on is the 2016 TBR Pile Reading Challenge. This challenge challenges you to read books that have debuted in 2015 or earlier, so books that have been on your TBR pile that you wanted to read before 2016 but you didn't get to. So for this challenge, I set my goal at 50 books, and at the midway point of the year, I am currently at 25 books, so I'm like exactly in the middle where I need to be. I just have to like make sure that I don't binge on lots of new releases and that I do read some things that are older books, so that way I'll be able to make my goal. But I feel like I've read a healthy mix of 2016 new releases and backlist books, so I'm hoping that if I just continue like what I've been doing, that I'll be able to make the goal. And if I'm cutting it close toward the end of the year, then I'm definitely going to push to read some more backlist books. And then the last challenge that I signed up for is the 2016 Finishing the Series Challenge. This challenge, I think, is a really good one to take part in just because it's so easy to start series and then get sidetracked and not finish them. And I really do like finishing series. So I wanted to make a point to be kind of cognizant of what I'm reading and what series I'm starting and hopefully finishing. So this one is the only one that I have set a little bit differently than the rest of the goals, because in addition to completed series that are all already published, I'm also counting books that where I'm current in the series. So if it's a series that isn't completed yet, I want to at least be completed up until what's currently available to read. So my goal for this, I only set the one goal of 3 to 6 completed series. And as of June 30th, I am proud to say that I have completed 6 total series, series that are completely available, completely finished, and that I have finished reading. So the series that I've completed so far this year are the Keeper's Chronicles duology, which the first book in the series is The Story Spinner, and the second book is The Skylighter by Becky Wallace. So that is a completed duology. Another duology that I also completed this year is the Pivot Point duology by Casey West, and it's one of my favorite duologies ever now, and that consists of Pivot Point and Split Second. I also read The Winter's Kiss by Marie Rutkowski, so that completed the Winter's trilogy for me. I also read The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Ahdieh, so that completed the Wrath and the Dawn trilogy for me. I read The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater, so that completed the Raven cycle for me. And lastly, the 6th series that I have completed in its entirety is the Infernal Devices trilogy by Cassandra Clare. I started reading it in the beginning of the year and I finished reading it in May of this year. And then the other half of that goal is the series that I'm current with. I'm not going to go through all of them, obviously, because then this video would be really long, but I am up to date with 10 series that are still currently in the process of being published. So I'd say that for this one, I've definitely already won this goal because I've completed 6 total series, but I want to keep going and I want to really push myself and see how many more I can complete by the end of the year. If I can double my goal and if I can complete 12 series, that would be so awesome. So I'm going to try to aim to do that since I've already completed this one and I don't want to slack off. I want to just keep going and keep motivating myself and making sure that I'm constantly pushing myself to read as much as I can and make all the goals that I set for myself, and obviously even go above and beyond once I meet them. So that is how I'm doing for all of my reading challenges for the year. I would love to know how you guys are doing, if you've signed up for any, if you're taking part in any different challenges that I'm taking part in. I would love to hear about them. I think one missed opportunity for me this year is that I really should have signed up for a 2016 new releases challenge, because I have read so many of them and I'm really proud of myself for kind of staying on top of the ones that I've been most looking forward to. So I'm definitely going to look into one of those for 2017. But this is where I stand for 2016 so far, and I will do another update on these at the end of the year in December. So that's a long time away, but I'm sure it's gonna fly. That's all that I have for this video, and I will see you guys soon with a new one. Bye!